because of the bye. I think one of them might get the
Right, they're probably going to be in the NFC. Yeah, they're going to be competing for that bye. They should have waited till week 17, I think, to have this matchup, so they could go out that touchdown record together and be like, hey, because Breeze ain't coming back next year, but Brady, he's coming back.
Oh yeah.
Got Sean the Dawn here. I see you, baby.
It's Joseph.
Sean the Dawn.
We live. I'm just about to start sharing before we go. That's all. Just give us a couple seconds, people. I'm just sharing flood the comment section as we get ready for our show. Share it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. 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 Tell your cousins. Tell your brothers. Tell your sisters. To pull up to the comments. Tell everybody. Just share
it. Apparently, Carl has become a DJ.
Right.
Had to write that down.
Just anyone.
We do offer them literally anyone.
Back to the Cowboys get, huh, Ray? Another tough day
That's
for
what
the
I said.
Wolverines.
He back in. He put him on a silent treatment for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? He ready to talk to him now.
Now I got Michigan on
Must
the
suck being a fan of some of these teams, man. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out
How old are you, Ray?
Huh?
How old are you?
36.
Okay, all right. So you've seen some winning times in your life.
You said 46 or 36?
36.
Not really, Trav. I mean, Charles Woodson was probably like 9, bro.
I mean, if he can remember back then you know.
Listen, he was during the 90s. You were a Cowboys fan, a Bulls fan, so it was a great time for you then. Because the Bulls.
He was a Jordan fan. You can't keep giving him this gold stuff, man. Y'all gotta stop giving him the benefit of the doubt.
At this point, it's okay to admit it was just Jordan. Like, y'all don't gotta sit here and keep faking like y'all
stop
was lying,
bro.
Right.
Like, I ain't never been a Colts fan. It was only Peyton Manning, bro.
It's okay to admit it. You can admit it at this point.
I stuck with it. I was a player. I used to like players, and then I just stuck with the teams. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. That's why my teams are all over the place. Well.
Remember back then.
We are live on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Call Collage for the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Today is a new day. Yes, it is NFL Week 9. Let me introduce my panel. We have it's Joe time. Joe, President-elect. Can I give you that name? Can I call you President-elect? Where's Kamala, man? What's up?
Absolutely. Kamala's in the room right now putting our kid to sleep. You know, showtime, we need a nap. But I just want to go out there and say, you know, I'm young, I'm black, I'm educated, and today is a good day for America, baby. Shout out to the Broncos.
That's why I say it's a new day, fellas. It's a new day. Yes, it is. We have Sean Kiernan. Sean's filling in. Sean, how you doing, sir? Thanks for picking up the phone and coming into our Zoom. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Carl. Thank you for having me. I can't wait to talk football with all you guys.
We have the self-proclaimed commissioner of the Sports Hit List. He has changed wardrobe. Last week it was the Wolverines. Now he's all about the Cowboys. Sir, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Just here excited to talk some football with everybody.
And we have Mr. Box Office himself, Mr. Travis McKay. Box Office, sir. Week 9, my brother. Week 9. We rolling on.
We are here, man. Raised back in Cowboys apparel. I mean, they seem to be on the, trying to repair their relationship. He had him on the silent treatment. I'm excited, even though they're gonna break his heart again. But let's do it.
Listen, Travis. I have to admit, man, it takes a lot for me to say this, but I'm a man of being honest and transparency. I get excited for NFL Sundays now. This is crazy to believe.
my job is complete.
Like,
I
get
have
excited,
my
like,
work is done.
I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking at the schedule like we got some goodies today. I'm like, oh my God. Listen, I got my notes all ready to go. I'm doing pregame notes and looking up stats and stuff. Who would have ever thought that Carl Coulage would be excited for football going into every week? This is amazing.
Change has come.
Right.
With that said, though, we have a Thursday night recap. We have the Packers defeating the 49ers 34-17. What are our overall thoughts here with this game on Thursday?
I mean, the Packers just beat a JV team. That's it. The backups. There's nothing really to talk about.
All right, Sean, what do you think here? Same? Do you agree with Commissioner?
Pretty much. And you have to remember this too. I hate bringing this up, but my Giants lost to this JV team pretty much. So we got blown out by them. So, the Packers, they were expected to win this game anyway, So it was Devontae Adams had a huge, huge game.
Box office, what do you think here?
First of all, I mean, I would like to thank Jared McKinney for that garbage time TD. I needed that for fantasy purposes. That was a garbage stat right there, Ray, but it did me some good.
Same.
Hopefully, I just feel like I hope the Cowboys have finally found their number 2 receiver in Valdez-Scantling. It was mentioned during the broadcast that Aaron Rodgers believes it's not about the talent with that kid. We all know he has the talent. It's about the confidence. So hopefully if they find that confidence, if he's found that confidence, man, they can hope to be a dangerous team because we all know what Adams can do on the other side, man. He is out there just balling. Let me throw something out to you guys real fast. I want to throw a comparison out when it comes to him. I look at him as he's not as explosive as Julio, but he's not the technician that DeAndre Hopkins is. But I believe Adams is more explosive than DeAndre Hopkins.
So what's the comparison?
Like, would you put him in a mixture of the two of them?
No. So I think he's a much better route runner than both of those guys, and I think he has a better I'm not gonna say he has a better understanding from football, but when you play that many years together with a technician like Aaron Rodgers, to be where you need to be at all times, no matter what the circumstances is, that's chemistry at its finest. I don't think we've really seen that since like the Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne with Manning days, right? Like you don't really AB with Big Ben. Like you don't really see that level of chemistry on Sundays, week in and week out for years. I mean, we're talking 7 to 8 years, maybe longer. Who knows? Like, I mean, so I think he's in his own category. Honestly, I do. But I think he's shaken the stigma that A-Rod made receivers, right? Because we seen what he did with Jordy Nelson, who wasn't really highly talented coming out of K-State at the receiver position. And as his number 1 target before Adams took over the reign, put up similar production. Adams can win one-on-one. And if you can do that in the National Football League, you deserve to be in a category by yourself. And he scores touchdowns. That's why Julio Jones, to me, I'm not saying he's better than Julio Jones. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go that far yet. But Julio hasn't been able to get in the end zone for a decade, right? And Adams does.
Okay, that's the only thing I would give him over Julio. I mean,
hey, that's the most important stat: to score touchdowns,
right.
baby.
But I don't think he's a better route runner than DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins' technician is unmatched, I think, in this league.
Listen, Hopkins physically dominates corners. Adams doesn't need to do that, right? His footwork is impeccable. His timing is A+. I mean, I can make the case that he's a better route runner and has been since Fresno State. I can make that case.
All right, guys. So moving on to today's matchups. Let's start off with the 5-3 Bears versus the 5-2 Titans.
Ooh, we get right into the thick of things, baby.
Yes. So we got Rick made his pick. He's going with the Titans. Let me start off with you, President-elect. Who you got?
I'm going with the Bears. They continue to play these close games despite poor play and play calling. I think this week their strength happens to be Tennessee's weakness, which is running the football. And I think Montgomery has a good day on the ground. I think Allen Robinson, I don't even know who's playing corner for the Titans, and I think that would be the difference in this game. Both of their corners are injured, so I'm going with the Bears in the close one.
Sean, who you got?
Oh, real quick, Paul, is Desmond King active for them?
No, as of yet, I didn't see him active, but I was tracking that as early as 11 a.m. this morning. Even if he is, right, he doesn't know any of the play calls, the schemes, the rotations. I think it's a gamble throwing Desmond King out there this early. But I think Allen Robinson has a field day, and I think Mooney kills him over the top, honestly.
Well, so I'm going to go with the Titans here just because I think they need – this is a must-win game for them. They had a major upset loss. They lost to Cincinnati. I think this is a game they need to have now, especially with the Colts right there with them. So I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans today.
Commish.
I'm going with the Titans. This is a bounce back W for them. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing from the Bears. They just don't look good. I mean, Nick Foles. I mean,
so basically, are you saying that the 5-2 is pretty much overrated at this point?
I'm not gonna say it's overrated, but what I've seen the last couple of weeks. I mean, honestly, why don't they put Mitch Trubisky back in?
Well, his shoulder's hurt now, so.
You got hurt in practice. You got hurt on one play of the game last week. That was his way of saying, "Don't call me back."
Right. Don't. I'm good.
All right. So Travis, who's your pick here?
I mean, this is both these teams are coming in on 2-game losing streaks, so I think this is a both important game for both teams. Like Carl said, you think this record is suspect. I think both these teams' records are suspect. I stated that Wednesday that I think the Titans are a little bit of a pretenders. It's a funny game because you have one team that can't block to save their life, and then you have the other team who can't rush the passer to save their life. The Titans are coming in with 7 sacks on the season.
Nick Foles will light them up.
Jadeveon Clowney has 0 sacks because, like I've stated before, he's not necessarily a sack getter. He's more of a pure disruptor. But at the end of the day, man, I think I'm going to go with the Titans on this one simply because, you got Derrick Henry. He's still leading the league in rushing. And I think Tannehill has somewhat of a bounce-back game on this team. So I'm going to go with the Titans at the end of the day.
All right, Ray.
I love it, man. There's my chance at a comeback. Y'all keep on picking against me, baby.
Ray, I'm sorry I cut you off.
The home team, the home cooking on this one.
Ray, I'm sorry I cut you off earlier. Did you have another comment to that game?
No, I just said, what has Nick Foles done these past couple of weeks for him to still keep his job? That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen anything,
I will say this to answer your question, Ray. He hasn't lost these games, right? So, an overtime game that they should have won versus New Orleans, I think it was horrific play calling down the stretch, as it's been the last 3 weeks. I mean, Nick Foles has made the plays he's made to keep him in these games with this ridiculously conservative high school system that they're running out in Chicago. I think today they get a chance to they'll get time, to Travis's point, and I think they'll be able to throw the football downfield, which is Nick Foles' specialty. That's his game.
I think it's a politics thing with them because I think Matt Nagy has kind of made it clear that he doesn't want any more parts of Mitchell Trubisky. So therefore, he has no choice but to ride or die with Nick Foles at this point.
Yeah, Trubisky was 3-0 though. I'm just saying.
Right. We all agree. I don't think he should have got pulled in that game the way he did. But it is. I think they came into the season making it already known like, hey, Trubisky's not our guy, but we have to put him out there for one last shot. And they were looking for any reason to yank him.
All right, guys. So the next game, I don't even know if we should even address it at this point. Box office, your Panthers 3-5 go against the Chiefs. Should I just write down Chiefs for everyone? Is this safe to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Talking about President-elect gave me that look like, Carl, give me a chance. Give me a second. I didn't write it yet. I asked a question. So
listen, I'm not betting against the Chiefs, but I do want to throw something out there. With the Chiefs do really well, the Panthers have learned to defend really well, which is the spread passing attack on defense.
True.
Christian McCaffrey is back today. He is the best running back in the National Football League. For that, they have a shot. We don't even know what offense. We haven't seen a Matt Rule offense with all his weapons. And today we get a chance to see that. And the Panthers have played everybody really well. I don't think this is going to be one of those 40 to 15 games. I mean, Vegas is predicted now 38-34. It could be close. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so
I'm going
Chiefs. So again, for the record,
the Chiefs are bottom. They are bottom in rush defense.
Okay, so for the
that's
record,
what I'm saying.
Right, but for the record, the entire panel is going with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for statistical purposes, Carl, we're all going Chiefs.
Okay, yeah. Rick has the Chiefs too.
Breaking news here, Carl. Alex,
go ahead, sir. Break it off. Tell us.
Alex sports related. Alex Trebek has passed. R.I.P. to that man.
Oh, come man, this year.
2020, man.
Quite a battle, man.
Right, yeah, he put up a hard fight against
Rest
cancer,
in peace,
man.
to Alex Trebek, man. Jeopardy. Who could ever not know and watch Jeopardy on ABC7 and hear his
Man.
voice for that? That's a huge loss. This year just needs to be over at this point. I can't even.
Hearts go out to his family, man.
Thoughts and prayers out to the Trebek family for that. All right, let me try to wrap myself up. As we were saying, the Chiefs versus the Panthers. Everyone has the Chiefs. The next game we have Ravens versus Colts. Both teams are 5-2. And the return of one of our commissioner's former players in Mr. Desmond Bryant returns after 2-year hiatus. Is he the missing piece for this Ravens team? Box office, let me start with you.
I'm hoping so.
One second. Carl, don't ever call him Desmond Bryan.
That's his name.
No,
Bryan.
that man is Desmond
Bryan. Don't ever call him Desmond.
I didn't even know Desmond was his full name.
What the hell is he talking about?
That's the job as the host. I got to give you guys those little nuggets. That's my job.
I didn't even know
Who
that
is
was his full
Desmond
name.
Learn something
Bryan?
new every day. That's his name. His mama named him Desmond. I'm gonna call him Desmond.
I thought Dez was on his birth certificate.
Listen, his mama named him Desmond. I'm calling that. But okay,
To answer Carl's question, I'm hoping so. We all know Dez was not always the best of route runners. He wasn't always the fastest guy. What he was an explosive, big body target. And hopefully that is what Lamar Jackson and that offense needs. Somebody they can throw the ball up to and give 50-50 balls to. So we'll see what Dez still has left in the tank. I mean, he's been out the league for, 2-3 years now, and he came off that Achilles injury. But I'm hoping Dez can be the missing piece, man. You got this game right here, you got the battle of 2 top 5 defenses going against 2 bottom third offenses. So I'm going to give this game to the Colts on this one, man.
What the you get all of that for Desmond Bryan and you go in the other direction?
He always does this. He always does this.
Time out. You asked about Dez. You didn't ask who I picked.
Okay, you're right. Fair. But so you're going with the Colts. Okay.
Yes.
Rick has the Ravens in here. President-elect, who you got?
I just want to answer your question. I don't know if it was the last time the people out there, the viewers in this panel here, has decided to go play basketball or has a younger brother or sister or went out there to play catch. As you get older, you get wiser, you get more confident. So for that, Des Bryant obviously physically can play. He was activated off the practice squad in 11 days. He can go. He was never an untalented receiver. He ran into some money problems that they didn't want to deal with in Dallas. They part ways. This signing is so big if Dez can stay healthy because it puts Marquise Brown where he belongs, which is not outside against the number 1 cornerback. It puts him inside against the D-backs, safeties, linebackers, and so on and so forth. That's why it's such a big deal. Now, I'm going Ravens, and for this reason specifically, I think they completely shut down the Colts. I ain't sold on this Phillip Rivers ran offense. They will not have T.Y. Hilton. The running game looks in shambles. Jonathan Taylor went from rookie of the year to a third-string running back last week. So for that, I'm going Ravens.
All right, Commissioner?
And I'm just happy to see Dez back in the league. He got cut. He just got the blame for all the wrong reasons. So I'm happy he's back in the league. I do not think he is the missing piece, but I do think he can help them and Lamar in the passing game, especially around the red zone. So I think he's going to help him a lot, but I don't think he is the missing piece to the Ravens' overall success. I'm still going with the Ravens because I don't trust the Colts' offense. Phillip Rivers does not look great. He has his moments when he can get it done, but for most of the time, he just doesn't look good. I could see him retiring after this year, so I'm on it with the Ravens.
Oh, no, he ain't retiring. He gonna get that other $30 million out there.
He
got about 13 kids. Phillip Rivers got about 33 kids. He gonna play.
He got to feed all them kids.
Sean, who you have here?
I'm gonna go with the Ravens, and I'm glad Dez is back in the league. And to be honest with you, if he's definitely fully healthy for this Ravens offense, it gives them a lot more flexibility now. Now, like you said, Paul, you can move Marquise Brown inside. Now you could do a little bit more flexibility with Willie Snead and Miles Boykin, guys like that. So, and like you said with the 50-50 balls, that's what you want. You want Dez on the outside if he's fully healthy. you have Lamar throw the ball down the field, it'll be exciting to watch. But I'll take the Ravens just because their defense. Philip Rivers won't have a big game like he did against Detroit last week. That's not happening against Baltimore.
Now, I also want to throw one other thing out there to the panel. Ask yourself this question. What was the last Raven receiver you remember that could win one-on-one versus a corner? You got to go back to Anquan Bolden's Super Bowl year. Steve Smith wasn't beating people one-on-one, but he had a good year.
Steve Smith put up some numbers when he was a Raven, man. No sleep. Come on,
he wasn't winning one-on-one.
Don't put that on man, Stevie.
It's Anquan Bolden. So for that, you gotta respect the signing, man. And for him to be activated in 11 days tells me he is much better than we all think he is. That's all I'm saying.
And just real quick,
Go ahead, Sean.
Real quick, for the Ravens offense, watch out for J.K. Dobbins today. He had a pretty good game against Pittsburgh last week. I think he takes that RB1 role this week. I think he claims it. Dobbins, for like fantasy-wise, expect him to have a decent day.
Absolutely. Say it with the chest, John. Tell him.
We've been
Mark Ingram is done in Baltimore. Tell him, Sean.
Yeah, he is pretty much. He's done.
Done, baby.
Carl, let me just throw this out there. I think this game is a lot more important for the Ravens than it is for the Colts. Because if the Colts lose this game, they're still kind of the under the radar team. If the Ravens lose this game, alarms are going to start going off.
Well, you're talking 3 games out.
Alarms are going to start going off in Baltimore.
Okay, so here's another goodie for you guys. We have the 6-1 Seahawks versus the 6-2 Bills. Rick is going with the Seahawks here. Commissioner, let me start with you. Who you have?
I'm going with the Seahawks. The Bills have not looked good the last 4 weeks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't looked good at all. They've been winning, but it's been very low scoring, and I don't feel like their offense.
So I asked you the same question I asked you before. So we're looking at an overrated 6-2 team?
Absolutely.
That team, I will say, is overrated. Yes, I will say the Bills are overrated. They're winning, but they're barely winning, and their quarterback has definitely not looked good these last 4 games. But they're playing against the Seahawks, whose pass defense is probably one of the worst in the NFL. So that might make him look a little bit better, but I don't see them scoring more points than the Seahawks today. So I'm going with the Seahawks.
Sean.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks today. And fantasy-wise, it feels like Tyler Lockett just has an absolute day every other week. And if I recall, I don't think he had that big of a game last week. It was DK Metcalf who had a huge
game.
It's
going to be the day.
Him and DJ alternate. It's weird.
It's going to be today. I'm going to take the Seahawks. And we have another opportunity to see what the Bills can do against a legitimate team. Like, what is Josh Allen going to do against the Seahawks defense? We'll see what he does.
Okay, box office?
This has to be a big get back on track game for the Bills. More specifically, Josh Allen, man. He's coming off his worst game as a passer rating standpoint. In the last 4 games, he's had a passer rating under 90 right here. I mean, the Seahawks, they struggle in pass defense, but are pretty good in the rush defense. I mean, they are giving up like one of the lowest yards per carries in the league. The return of Adams in the secondary and the addition of Carlos Dunlap, I think, are going to be 2 additions that help push this team over the top, hopefully, and get that defense back on track. I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one.
Seahawks. Okay. President-elect, you making this a clean sweep?
Seahawks, and it won't be close. The Bills are the most overrated team in the NFL, led by the most overrated quarterback today in football, in Josh Allen. I've been heavy on it. I will continue
Isn't that
to
a
sit
Declan
on it.
guy? Isn't that Declan's guy, right?
That's a Declan guy. Declan is lucky he ain't on the air today.
Overrating them? Who's overrating them? Because I see them exactly where.
No, I asked the question because, again, if you're looking at say you're a casual fan like Carl Coulange is, and you're looking at the schedule, you're like, oh, this team is 6-2. Oh, they're doing pretty good. That's what I'm saying for the casual fan who may be
okay. So yeah, don't buy into the hype of the record. But I wouldn't say they're. I think they're exact. From my standpoint, I think they're exactly where they should be. But don't. Yeah.
Overrated. Capital O.
Let me look at. We have Rick's Dolphins 4-3 versus the Cardinals 5-2. Rick is going with the Cardinals. He's not picking his Dolphins. So, President-elect,
smart.
Do you agree?
Rick is my guy. Rick is my guy. We will soon both be Florida residents sooner than you can imagine. And one thing we can agree on is that in Florida, we plan to be realists. That's all it's about. The Arizona Cardinals are real. and they will run the Dolphins
No
out of
judgment held
the
here.
arena today.
But you want to go to Florida? I understand the move, but it's Florida at this point. We can call Florida what it is. But
We changing the game, bro.
Who you got here? Are you going with the Cards too?
Absolutely.
Okay, you got the Cards. Sean,
give me the Cardinals today. And this game, actually, I don't even think it's going to be a blowout. It might be an offensive shootout. Depends what Miami's receiving core brings to the table today. Because, once again, these guys got to just go out and make sure that they create plays for Tua to throw the ball to them. Kyler Murray, I think he's going to have a day against Miami's defense. I know they've been playing decent of late, but I expect Kyler Murray to have a day against Miami.
Commissioner.
I'm going with the Cardinals. Last week, Tua got a real easy win. I'm not gonna say he didn't do.
Come on, bro.
And it's like he did.
It was a team win. It was a team win.
But I think this week he finds out the NFL ain't that easy. So
if Daniel Jones was playing on the Dolphins, he would have found a way to lose that game.
Definitely would have. Definitely would have.
That's what the stats show.
All right, so you're going with the Cards.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Okay, box office.
Man, this is game 2 of Tua, man. He's not going to have any home cooking this week, so we've got to see more. Both defenses are very underrated. Cardinals, they're coming with that strong run game, averaging about 5.2 yards a carry. We all know that Kyler Murray adds to that. I think Kyler Murray is low-key the best running back on that team. But no Kenyon Drake in this one, probably.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Right. DeAndre Hopkins, though, he's out there balling, man. He's out there with 70-plus targets already this season. The next guy on that team has under 40. So we all know it's the DeAndre Hopkins show. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one, man.
Before we move on, I do want to throw something out there, though, for fantasy's sake. Preston Williams is a good play in DraftKings at 4,000. The Cardinals will be without Kilpatrick as well as Byron Murphy. So they'll be losing 2 corners this week. And honestly, with the Cardinals do well, which is feed Hopkins 15 times a game, the Dolphins with their 2 corners, the big money Byron Jones and Xavier, I don't know, man. This game might be closer than we think if that front 4 comes to play. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's going to be close. I don't see it as a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game.
But Kyler not losing, though. Not at home. I don't see.
Coming off the bye. They good.
Okay, so let's move on to what I like to call the main event in Sunday's matchup. It's the race of passing leaders for touchdowns. Number 1 is Tom Brady at 561. Right behind him is Drew Brees with 560.
Carl did some research today.
Right. He fired up the Googles today.
Listen, I'm here. So Saints versus Bucks. This is the game I'm sure everyone's going to be tuned into right after dinner. Sunday Night Football. Everyone's going to be watching this game. Rick is going with the Bucks. Box office, let me start with you. Who do you have here?
This is going to be a great one. I would just like to say I don't know if you guys caught that at the beginning, so I think the NFL dropped the ball from a scheduling perspective on this one. This should have been a Week 17 matchup right here because they're going at that touchdown record that Carl mentioned, man. The teams have kind of flipped a little bit here because the Bucks came into that first game with not a lot of chemistry because of the lack of training camp and OTAs, and now the Saints are coming in. They're finally getting back Michael Thomas, who hasn't played since Week 1 against the Bucks, and Emmanuel Sanders. I believe is to come back from the COVID list this week. I like the matchup of the secondary because the Saints have a lot of names in that secondary. I mean, you got Lattimore, who does a pretty good job of shutting down Mike Evans. You got Jack Rabbit on the other side there, who's very opportunistic. Yeah, I can't speak today. But AB coming back for that Bucks, man. I think that's going to be a good one right there. Bruce Arians said he's probably going to get 10 to 30 plays or so. It's at home for the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Bucks on this one. That defense is pretty good right there, even though Alvin Kamara is on a hot streak these days. But I'm going to go with the Bucks at the end of the day.
So we got 2 for the Bucks. Rick and Travis go with the Bucks. Sean, you making it the third?
Yes, and I think this is a game the Bucks need to have because especially when the Saints got the W Week 1. Now, you don't want to go against your division rival 0-2 because down the line, if you end up having a similar record, close as we're getting closer to Week 17, it's going to come and bite you in the rear end. So now I think the Bucs need this win. AB is going to be involved, of course, in this offense now. I think Gronkowski is going to have a decent day in this game as well. Just give me the Bucs, but it's going to be a close game.
Ray.
I'm going with the Bucs. This is a completely different team from week 1 now. I mean, it seems like everything is moving up with them. Gronk is starting to become, I'm not going to say the old Gronk, but he's definitely way better than week 1. So the add with AB should make a difference. Like Travis said, Lattimore usually does play Evans pretty well, but they just have other options now. And I definitely think Devin White and what's the other linebacker? David. They're gonna have to
David.
They have to do a real good job on Kamara, and I can see them doing a good job on Kamara this game.
Do y'all know he's second in the league in receptions? Sorry, but
he's like first in targets.
10 yards. So of course he's gonna. But I'm going with the Bucs.
Okay.
I'm going with a dominating performance.
President-elect, are we making it another clean sweep here on the panel, going with the Bucs as well?
I am, and my reasoning is very simple. The New Orleans Saints cannot run the football, which makes them a one-dimensional offense. When you play against really, really, really good defenses that are full of talent, like the Bucs are, loaded with first-round draft picks, you cannot be one-dimensional and beat that football team. So I don't care if Kamara catches 20 passes. It won't be enough. They better factor in Latavius Murray early, or this could be curtains pretty early, because we don't want to see Drew Brees try to throw 60 times to win this one. It won't be pretty. So I got the Bucs.
Okay.
All right, Paul, wait, hold on, Paul.
Let
me ask you a question about that as far as not being able to run the football. Does it even matter? Because I wouldn't say, traditionally, yes, a run game, but they find ways to have extensions of the run game through the pass with Kamara.
Not really.
I mean,
either running with Murray or they get Taysom Hill to run his BS little.
I'm gonna be honest.
But
so undisciplined defense is the only reason why the Bears didn't beat the Saints. Right? They can't be. You just can't sit out there and allow Kamara to run routes one-on-one against Roquan Smith, who's actually really good. Right? But Devin White is probably better. Right? And Levante David is probably better.
Didn't he go ahead of him in the draft?
Yeah, they. Well, I don't know if they came out the same year, but it was close.
They came out that same year, I think.
They both were top 10 picks. All I'm saying is, what they have the ability to do running with 3 safeties for the Todd Bowles defense, their whole game plan is to take away 41. And their version of taking him away just means he doesn't have 150 scrimmage yards.
Guess what? Michael Thomas is back.
And we can't expect Michael Thomas to be back at what he once was. We can't expect that too. So that's the thing. Like you're saying,
not?
The whole
Why not? It's Michael
Sean,
Thomas.
go ahead,
Why
Sean.
not?
Sean, cook, Sean. Yo, let Sean cook. Let the rookies cook. Go ahead, Sean.
He's been out a long time, and we don't know what the heck happened to this guy. Now you expect him to come back into his offense to what he was doing before? You can't expect that right away.
Oh, I agree with Sean. Let me tell you why I agree. Trav, let me tell you why I agree with Sean. You cannot replicate game fatigue. Doesn't matter how much you practice, right? He's going to go out there. He's been in a red shirt for the last 3 weeks in New Orleans practice facilities. The first slant route he runs, Levante David is going to take his head off. You're going to see it live, right? But the difference in this football game will be the front four. The Ndamukong Suh, right? Shaq Barrett. There's so much talent. You know what I'm saying? For the Bucs, it's just so much. I don't understand how. I don't care what Michael Thomas thinks he's going to go out there and do. On his best day, he ain't getting busy, just like he didn't in week 1.
Yo, y'all almost got me ready to flip here. Cause y'all really
Too late. I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
They almost got me ready to flip out here because the fact is that thing Michael Thomas isn't about to come. That man he been fighting his teammates in practice because he been wanting to come back. Okay.
You remember when KD came back in the finals?
That man is ready to play. You can't shut
Carl,
down.
you remember when KD came back in the finals?
I did. I think he had like 10 points in like 11 minutes, and then he went right back down.
Exactly.
You can't shut down everybody. You sit there and focus on Kamara.
There's only 2 guys. There's only 2 guys, bro. There's only 2 guys.
Those 2 guys have been carrying that team for a few years now.
Don't matter. They ain't had to play this team. This is not that team. Those 2 guys are the same reason. Those 2 carriers you're talking about, is exactly why the Saints ain't been in the Super Bowl. You have to be able to run the football. If you don't, you're going to get a 3-man rush with 8 guys dropping back in coverage. What you think Kamara going to do then?
Oh, he going to still eat. He going to still eat.
For fantasy purposes, but not to win.
Man, if the Bucks defense wasn't so good, I'd flip. I wouldn't care what
If the Bucks defense wasn't so good. Hello.
The Bucks defense is elite, but I still think it's gonna be a great game, though, man.
All right, guys. So let's move along to our no huddle at this point. I'm just gonna say team, and you guys just tell me who you think is gonna win. Let's start off with the Broncos and the Falcons. Rick is going with the Falcons. Ray, who you got?
I got the Falcons.
Falcons. Okay. Trav?
Go Falcons on this one. Even though Drew Lock, I think, is about to start a hot streak.
Sean?
Give me Denver. They played against 2 teams that love to blow leads. They played against the Chargers last week, and now they're playing the Falcons. Both teams love to blow leads. Give me Denver.
All right. Paul?
The curse is over in Atlanta. They ain't blowing leads no more after the election.
Georgia!
Right. We can't disrespect Atlanta no more, man.
Atlanta will always be in my heart.
Listen. I love Atlanta, man. Listen.
We can't disrespect them no more.
Just look at Atlanta over this past summer or this year, right? Chicken Will Lou down in Atlanta. Now we had Georgia with the Georgia coming through. I'm telling you, man.
I mean, I gotta go Falcons for the sake of the election, bro.
Oh man, where's your Michael Vick jersey when you need it, right?
I'm telling you, man.
Right.
All right, here we go. We got the Texans and the Jags. Ray.
Give me the Texans, man.
You're a fake Floridian, bro.
But listen, here's the irony. Rick went with the Texans too. So I mean, Paul, who you got?
Because what's the quarterback's name?
I don't even know. Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron or something like that. Yeah, I'm going Texans, bro.
Texans. Sean.
Yep, give me Texans. Jacksonville starting a new QB, Jake London. We don't know what he's bringing to the table yet.
Sean knew his name.
Trav, who you got?
I'm going to go Texans on this one, man.
Texans. Okay, cool. All right. We got the Lions versus the Vikings. Trav.
I'm going to go Lions on this one.
What?
Ray?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with them. I mean, Vikings had a good game, but I'm gonna go Lions on this one.
Lions.
Wait, say that again, Ray.
Lions. Detroit.
Lions.
Oh, y'all trying to let me come back?
Sean,
give me the Vikings, man. Kirk Cousins is gonna have I think he's gonna have a pretty good game.
He gonna toss the
Sean, you like that, Sean? Sean,
did we get word on Matthew Stafford yet? I forgot about that.
He playing. Don't worry. It don't matter because Carl wrote it down already, so it wouldn't matter if he doesn't play.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Rick has the Lions, so we got 3 for the Lions. Paul, you making a clean sweep or you going?
Hell no, I'm going with the Vikings. Justin Jefferson. Shout out to the homies in the VIP chat. Justin Jefferson from the Cook, bro.
Okay, we have the New York Football Giants against the football team. Rick's going with the Giants. Sean, I'm gonna give you the floor first since this is your team. Who you got?
I'm taking my Giants, and they're going for their 5th straight winning, and I think they'll pick that up today.
All right, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going with Washington, man. Give me Antonio Gibson and Scary Terry for a big day today.
Trav?
Giants are playing a little better. Their one win is against Washington, so I'm going to go with the Giants again on this one. They sweep them.
Daniel Jones going to blow it.
Remember this, 5 out of their 7 losses. They lost
Washington. Give me the Giants on this one.
The Giants.
He kills Washington. He plays good against Washington.
Sean, you had another extra point to make?
Just that, remember this, 5 out of their 7 losses, the Giants, were by 1 possession. So that's just something to keep in mind. And I think they'll put.
And today will make it 6.
The Giants they're playing a lot better than what they look. It's just Daniel Jones is killing them.
The Washington team, whatever you want to call them, Red Tails, Redskins, W's, whatever you want to name them, they had a week off to prepare specifically for this game. And for that, I think they dominate the New York Football Giants.
Okay, we got Manny's Raiders versus the Chargers. Rick is going with the Raiders. Ray?
Give me the Chargers.
Manny's not going to like that. He's going to pull up.
He's gonna send them hands. I know.
Paul, who you got?
Yeah, I'm rocking with my bro Manny. Josh Jacobs gets loose today.
All right,
Raiders.
Raiders. Trav.
Annie Schefter, I'm picking them today, baby. I'm gonna go with the Raiders, man.
All right. Sean.
I'll take the Raiders, but this is a game that you got to circle. Just be careful. This is an upset alert type game. This is a divisional battle game. Herbert's, is playing really well. So, but it's a close game. Give me the Raiders.
Okay, we got the Steelers versus the Cowboys. Should I just write Steelers across the panel?
You better.
Yeah.
You better.
Listen, I said this before, right? We wanted to give a quick shout out to Mike Tomlin. I said you guys a comment about him, how he's not getting enough credit for what he's doing over there. And just a quick shout out to him and the Steelers being undefeated right now. So hopefully they can continue on and lead to bigger things for them for this season and having a bounce back season.
I would like to think this year he's proven that he is a better coach than Bill Belichick, because Mike Tomlin had a team on his third string quarterback last year who went 8-8. Bill Belichick has a former MVP and is 2-5.
But he also just like 8 defensive starters that are not playing.
Nah, don't do that.
All right, yes, he has a lot of opt-outs, but still, no. Bill Belichick is out here making excuses about salary cap. Bro, you're the de facto GM. What's the motto around there? Do your job.
Eight of his starters on defense are not playing because of COVID. Don't forget that.
All right, but he's the GM. Do your job.
Nah, I'm not letting that slide, Ray. I'm not letting that pass.
Wait, listen, we did say but Ray, to be fair, the Hitless congregation did say going into COVID sports, no excuses. We did say that. We did say
right, but I never had the Patriots going to the playoffs anyway. They were lucky if they're gonna win 6 with Cam or without Cam.
But I showed you the graphic, Ray. You asked this question last week and I provided it for you. America had the Patriots winning the division, bro. Because of Bill Belichick. That's what they had them, bro.
But we're saying Mike Tomlin was able to get that team to 8-8 on a third string court. A guy named Duck Hodges got them to 8-8.
Bro, yes, Duck Hodges, Josh Hobbs, Mason Rudolph, scrubs. I'm just telling you, 3 scrubs.
Bill Belichick has a former MVP, and this team is looking very bad.
Trav,
you can't say
Travis, did Stephon Gilmore play this year?
Yes, he did.
Are the McCourty brothers playing this year?
Yes, they are.
Then he got enough weapons on the defensive side of the football.
But you can't sit there and use the salary cap as an excuse when you're the GM. When the motto around New England is do your job. Well, guess what, Bill Belichick? Do your job.
But we're not gonna put Mike Tomlin in any sentence with Bill Belichick. Stop it. Like that's just
for the past year or two, I will.
Listen, you know what? I did raise this question because when we did have them Rushmore, Mike Tomlin, to be fair, he was nowhere near no one's list.
Only because he's still active.
Right.
He wasn't nowhere near no list.
He doesn't have the rings to stand up with Belichick.
So what you're saying though is in the last year, right? But you're saying in the last year he could be in the Rushmore list. Is that?
I feel like the last 2 years to get Mike Tomlin in there.
He's out coaching him. I'm not saying.
I'm gonna go a step further, Trav. When we revisit Mount Rushmore, since the hit list did make it a phenomenon, right? We know that.
We did. Talk about it. Tell him.
When we revisit it, Mike Tomlin will have a head on my Mount Rushmore, bro.
I like it.
We're not gonna do that. Like let's.
Nah, we are gonna do that, bro.
Where are we wrong at?
All right, guys. Listen,
tell us where we're wrong at.
This may have to be
there's been a coach that ever won as much as Tomlin since joining the league.
This may have to be a conversation we continue on Wednesday.
But Mike Tomlin has also underachieved.
No, he hasn't. How did he underachieve?
Why he was on the hot seat?
He wasn't on the hot seat, bro. That's why they didn't fire him.
He was only on the hot seat to us. In the building of the Steelers, he was not on the hot seat because they don't fire coaches.
They don't, but everybody else was like, yo, you got Big Ben, you got
everybody else. It don't matter what everybody else says, as long as he's not on the hot seat in the building.
He wasn't doing nothing.
Ray, they lost in the playoffs, bro. He wasn't on the hot seat. Your team can't even make the playoffs, bro.
Right.
The Cowboys can't even make the playoffs, and Jason Garrett wasn't on the hot seat.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, we're not gonna
give Jason Garrett almost a decade.
Okay. I gotta cut this out. Listen, this is a segment we may want to continue on Thursday to do a battle about rating Mike Tomlin. But the final game is the Patriots versus the Jets. Rick has
laughable.
the Patriots. So is it safe to put the Patriots on here, or are we going with the Jets for their first win because you guys just said, the Patriots are not playing well? So who do we have here?
They're not playing well, but the Jets are just absolute garbage. So
I'm gonna be real, man. If I didn't just see the news that said Sam Darnold might not play, I was going Jets, bro.
What's wrong with him now?
I don't know, man.
Okay, so Travis, you go with the Patriots. Rick's going with the Patriots. Ray.
Oh yeah, it's the Patriots. I'm not touching the Jets. I'm sorry.
Sean.
You shouldn't touch the Jets at all this year, so definitely the Patriots.
Paul, you going with the upset or you going Patriots?
Stop pausing. Stop giving dramatic effect.
No, I don't know.
Stop it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go Patriots.
All that for nothing.
It's only because once he writes it, I can't change it, bro.
Yeah, no, man. Yo, this is come on. You guys know
we're gonna need you to get an erasable pen around there or some pencils.
No. You guys know well enough. This is coming. You guys do your research, and then when it comes time to ask your pick, you're gonna switch. No, make your pick, man. It's like the same thing when you're taking a test. I hate when kids cross the shit out. No, make just
I changed my answer.
How many times do I get kids change their answers? Like 6 times. I'm like, which one did you pick? Is it?
Yeah, I did that on the SAT.
Right. Yeah, man, come on. It's ridiculous.
You try to confuse the teacher a little bit.
It's ridiculous.
Yo, Trav, I had mad answers on the SAT.
We're at the 1 o'clock mark.
Which one do you think I picked, teacher?
Before I let you guys go, any fantasy tips for the fans before we let you guys go? Any quick fantasy?
Yes, do not play Antonio Brown in fantasy this weekend. Stay away from AB.
This is not the week.
All right, Ray, any tips?
No tips at all, man. Just another exciting football weekend. Hopefully,
in all seriousness, no. My actual real tip is Jacoby Myers, wide receiver for the New England Patriots. He's gotten 20 targets in 2 games since becoming the number 1 receiver with no N'Keal Harry and no Julian Edelman. And the Jets' pass defense is horrific. He should have another great day.
All right, Sean, any tips for the fans for fantasy sports?
Yeah, watch out for Seattle's running back DJ Dallas today. Obviously Carson's out. Chris Carson's out. Carlos Hyde is out as well. So DJ Dallas, he has a chance to move up the depth chart a bit. So watch out for him today against the Bills.
Trav, any tips? Fantasy.
Drew Lock, man, going up against that Falcons, man. They've given up second most points in fantasy to quarterbacks, man. He's coming off a big game. I think he continues that in Atlanta.
All right.
Hey, so one more thing to throw out there. If you got Zeke, or if you don't, and you need a running back, keep your eye on Tony Pollard, as Zeke is actually a game time decision. Pollard is only rostered in 20% of fantasy football leagues. So go scoop that man up.
All right. Walmack here are Walmack's quick picks. He did go with the Packers. He has the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Ravens, the Texans, the Chiefs, Vikings, the Titans, the Giants, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Steelers, the Bucks, and he has the Patriots. So you guys enjoy your games. I'll be looking forward to the comments. I'll be keeping you guys up to track. You guys know your games. I wrote them down. I'll be writing them down. And you guys enjoy it. And again, rest in peace to Alex Trebek, who dies at 80 from pancreatic cancer. Another loss, another terrible loss this year. The list goes on of celebrities and people we've lost. So thoughts and prayers to him and his family. Positive news.
Icon, man.
Icon. There's no way I could, being a TV buff, not seeing Alex Trebek at 7 o'clock every day on Jeopardy on ABC 7. So hearts and prayers to his family. Car Launch for the Sports Hitters, by the fans and for the fans. Please make sure you check us out this coming Wednesday. We got Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in the debate. We also have Is Kareem Overrated? 2 versus 1. Andres wants to go in against Mike Miller and Anthony Mullen by himself. So good luck to him. We'll kick off with NFL recap. And hopefully Rick still keeps his lead because he's only leading by 1 and everyone else.
No, we don't hope he keeps his lead. We don't hope he does.
I don't know, man.
Hope he keeps his lead.
It's going to be pretty. It's going to come close. Somebody else could be in the lead. Another person could come into the lead for the first time. If one of you guys could surpass him. So if he slows
I'm getting 10 wins this week, at least.
You getting 10? He put in a bold number on. Anybody else for a bold number on their picks?
Yeah, I got a bold number. Shout out to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Right. I like it. The number's 270. Yes, I like it. That's a bold number right there.
Shout out to the new 46. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.